Everyone hates Assassin's Creed Mirage. In this video I want to be talking with you guys about all the Metacritic reviews that are kind of review bombing the game. Stay tuned for that. What's up guys, my name is Franky Boy. On this channel I am covering everything regarding open world RPGs such as Assassin's Creed Mirage or Cyberpunk, The Witcher, etc. So if you like these games, feel free to stay. Checking out Metacritic, we see all these press reviews. They are on an average of 77, on Xbox even 78, so that's quite a positive review. I gave the game a 8.5 of 10, and that's kind of a little bit above it because I really knew what was going to happen in Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now we have this users review, and these are like 386 currently. Let's refresh it. 388, averaging on a 7.2. But what you can clearly see for the press reviews, we have all these positive or mixed reviews. For the user reviews, we have positive reviews and negative reviews and a few mixed reviews. So this is really like all the difference in the world. No press considered this a bad game, but users did. And this is what really, I don't know, it really makes me angry, because giving this game a 1 of 10, it's really not working. So if you did that, feel free to change your review, because a 1 out of 10, what is that? That's a bad game, the worst game in the world, a game that isn't playable at all. That's like 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. Like 4 out of 10 would be a really bad game, technically bad, not fun in any way, but to be honest, for AAA titles, that's totally impossible to perform that bad. And these negative reviews, this is in my opinion just review bombing, but I'm interested in what the people say, so yeah, let's check it out. 0 of 10, Frank says, perdida de tiempo. I don't know what that means. I don't speak Spanish, if it's Spanish, but I think so. So the Verdant, I think he's a veteran, says, disappointing. The combat is very basic and not fluid, a step back from the 3 last games in all areas. The story and dialogue are second rate. Unfortunately, it is so bad I just skipped it halfway through. It's a low budget AC game with no ambition and adds nothing new to the series. A shame they took no chances and played it so safe. I don't see how you would rate it 4 out of 10, but besides that, he describes it very well in some cases. Right here, a low budget AC game, yeah, for sure. It's just a game in between games with no ambition. It has the ambition to be back to the roots and bring out the old school vibes. This game shall be an old school AC. This is the ambition. Going back to what it was. Going back to the basic and not so few features that were in the first games. That's the ambition. It's like cutting content. That's the ambition of it. And people asked for it for years, and now they got it. They're not happy. To be fair, this guy really loved the RPGs in my opinion, because he said it's a step back from the last 3 games, so he must have liked them. And for me, myself, I am an RPG hardcore fan, so I totally love RPGs and I liked the Assassin's Creed RPGs, and I would even love more RPG elements in the future ACs, so that's totally what I want. But I knew what I was getting with Assassin's Creed Mirage, and I didn't expect it to be bigger, better in any kind. I was just expecting a new Assassin's Creed story as an in-between old school experience to guide us through the time until we get the Assassin's Creed Codename Jade release. So yeah, they played it safe. I don't know, I think going back to old school is not a safe route. Eventually took the route to the RPGs because of a reason. Same old Ubisoft copy-paste trash. The saga is dead, the story is so... just no. Alex, you're not a king, it's wrong. And to be honest, here are guys like reviewing the game after 40 minutes. For real, 40 minutes, and these guys put out a review, so that's crazy. Camstock says 0 out of 10, so he thinks it's the worst game he ever played. Like, that's a 0 out of 10. When you make games to earn money, only their games don't sell because they are caught, and even their game dies after half a year, if not faster. As they say, it's just business. That's not even a review, so this is like total BS. Alright, let's check out what Matrix has to say. That moment when you take out 14 years old gameplay from the refrigerator and wish it will make a good game out of it. Mirage has some moments of nostalgia, yes, it has, but most of the time you sit bored of the story and don't care about poor voice acting that sounds like 6-year-old is learning to read, annoying and not precise character movement and parkour. Okay, and repetitive fetch quests. I mean, like the parkour, yeah, it's not perfect, of course. Valhalla's parkour minus free climbing, of course. Yeah, that's what you get. and it's not very nice parkour. It's not creative in any way, but it's in the game and it's okay to just roam around Baghdad, and it sometimes even feels cool to hop from house to house. Repetitive fetch quest missions, yeah, that's total old school AC. Like all the time you get the same kind of missions, like 5 types. You listen to guys, you follow the guys, you kill the guys, you steal something. That's always been the same in the old Assassin's Creeds, and that's what they wanted to deliver because the fans cried for it. Poor voice acting. I can't complain about the voice acting. I played most of the time in German, like I played maybe 25 hours in German and like 12 hours in English, I think. And I like both, but I prefer the German version. And Germans are very famous for their voice acting. I did some voice acting for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, to be honest. So that's me in the studio recording some Assassin's Creed lines. And I can tell you guys, voice acting, it's quite hard to do, of course, but the voice acting isn't bad. Even in the English version, it's not bad. The Germans kind of mastered it. They're super picky about their lines, and they sometimes do it 10 to 12 to 15 times if they're not confident enough with the result of it. So yeah, and this is me like doing a druid for the Wrath of the Druids DLC. Looks kind of funny to me. Oh, and by the way, this video unfortunately is in German, so you won't understand it, but you can find it on my German channel called Fragnard, and it's just the teaser video. Just copy that one, like Sprecher in Assassin's Creed Valhalla für das Zorn der Droiden DLC. It's for Wrath of the Druids DLC. So I think they did a quite nice job on voice acting. Even though I found out Joe Raptor himself, he thought the voice acting for Basim wasn't that nice in the English version. Yeah, Brandon says, don't like it, it's really boring and I just prefer the RPG Assassin's Creed games. That's like a rating you would give like a 6 out of 10. Huh? You don't like it, but you don't hate it to death. That's a 1 out of 10. Like that's a 6 out of 10 what you describe right here. You prefer the RPG Assassin's Creed games, so do I, but I wouldn't rate it a 6 out of 10 anyways. We have a guy complaining about Arabic language used in the game, and I think it's very immersive to hear those Arabian words, and maybe you like to learn a little bit out of it instead of complaining. And everything you want or need to understand is spoken in the language of your choice. So this might be English or so. Nope, just another AC games, feels nothing like doesn't feel good at all. Blast storyline. Combat is utter complete garbage. No, it isn't. It is just basic easy combat you would expect from an old school AC. What were they? Beep. Future AC games are going to copy Dark Souls combat, then I am out. And that's a possibility I took into account for Assassin's Creed Codename Hexe, to make some kind of Dark Souls vibey combat in that kind of context, because for Codename Red in Japan we get a open world RPG with 5 years of support, but for Hexe they aimed for something different, and I think Souls-like combat could totally work, and it would even match the dark tone that fits for Hexe. It's set in Germany. By the way, the assassins in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they fled to Cologne in Germany, and I actually lived in Germany, so I live in Germany and I lived in Cologne, so I can give you guys some real life comparison on Assassin's Creed Codename Hexe once the game is out, and compare everything in the game to the real life. That would be fun, so stay subscribed for that. Yeah, Sternon was so disappointed about the fighting mechanisms, and the story feels really short and weak. I mean, it's an okay story. It's not like they invented the wheel. It's just like they filled something in for Basim, and that's what they promised us. We have some kind of explanation for Basim's behavior and why he is who he is, and that's it. It's the story of Basim in an old school feeling like Assassin's Creed cut to basic features. I think you can argue about a 5 out of 10, but not about a 4 out of 10 on this one. The game is in a good quality. It came there almost bug-free. It has a story of 20 hours, it has some side content, it has a very easy basic combat, but it's much better than most of the games out there. There are thousands of games coming out every year who like are total beginner indie studios. Nothing against indie studios, I love good indie studios, they make so awesome games, but if it's like a first game you create, this could totally be a 2 out of 10 because it's not working anyways. But for Mirage, that's not the case. I think a lot of these guys are just super angry and maybe wanted another RPG. So did I, but I knew what to expect, and I'm very curious what you guys are thinking about it. Stay subscribed if you want to hear more about Assassin's Creed on my channel. I will speak to you in the next time, and yeah, see you guys. Goodbye.